रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेधसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीतायाः पतये नमः। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। We've done till the fourth shloka. Kamabhasthala sarashri saudhaso ghanavapika sarasarava pina saraga kara subhuri bhuhu bhuri bhusurakaragas bhuri bhusuraka agara asana pivara sarasa kapi vanagha saudhaso shri rasalastha bhanaka ramadhama samanenam आगोरोधनम आसताम नामहामक्षरस रसम ताराभास्तु नवेदया यादवेनस्तु भाराता संररक्ष महामनाः तांस मानधरो गोमान् अनेमा समधामराः. So we've just done the introduction of Raghava-Yadaviyam. That is the first two shlokas, where the first one was Rama Vandanam and Krishna Vandanam. The next shloka was just a description of Rama. The third was, the Ayodhya. And then the fourth is describing Rama and Krishna as a son. You know, the luster of Rama is such that it pervades Ayodhya completely. So Rama Dhama Tam Asa. So it is Rama's luster completely pervades the entire city, his light, so it's in such a manner that even the stars, Ayodhya did not know the light of the stars also. The prakasham, the light of the stars were also not seen in Ayodhya. This is just a way of how the Kavi is described. Okay, so they always like to Tamil மிகைப்படுத்தி சொல்றதும்போ. They always like to add some extra elements to it to make it sound more beautiful. So the Rama's light was such that his presence was pervading the entire Ayodhya, and Ayodhya did not know of any other light other than Rama Dhama. And Nityotsavaha, the city always experienced festivities every day, because there was some occasion or the other to celebrate when Rama was present in Ayodhya. Now, the reverse was also beautiful, where Sri Krishna is like the sun, and he is the Prabhu of Dwaraka. Sayeva Prabhu Asit Tatra Dwaraka Purya. Gopalaha, we know that he is a cowherd. Gaurava Yuktaha, he is always well honored and great minded. Udara Chetaha. And then he had both Tejas and Prabhava, which was incomparable and which was also endless. Aparimitam, that you cannot measure his Tejas, you cannot measure his Vibhava, that is his wealth. Wealth not in the sense of money or anything, but more in the sense of Vibhuti, because he is a Purnavatara. He was born with all of his divine qualities, and that is incomparable and immeasurable. It's very difficult to, in fact, in Bhagavatam he says, even Vishnu cannot understand his own, the extent of his own Mahatmya. Maya, because Maya works there, you don't know how much of valor he has here. Now we move on to the fifth shloka. So the fifth Anuloma shloka. Yanga, we go back to Vidyunmala. We saw two shlokas in Vidyunmala, then we saw two shlokas in Anushtup Chandas. Now we go back to the first meter. Yanga dheyo yogi ragi vaitane saumye saukhye sau tankhyatam sheetam spitam bhiman ama ashri hata tratam. The reverse is Tam trata ha shrimana mabhitam sphitam sheetam khyatam. Only when we split we will understand. Saukhye saumye sauneta vai giragi yo yodhe gayan. So Anuloma padyasya padachhedaha yan gadheyaha yogi Ragi, Vaitane, Saumye, Saukhe, Asau, Tam, Khyatam, Sheetam, Sphitam, Bhiman, Ama, Ashrihata, Tratam. How do you do the Anvaya here? Saumye, Vaitane, Saukhe, Ragi. That is one adjective. Ashrihata, second adjective. Bhiman, Gadheyaha, Yogi. Sphitam, Sheetam, Khyatam, Tam, Yan, Tratam, Ama. This is how you split the shloka in the Anvaya format also. The subject matter here is, in both sides, it's very beautiful how the Kavi brings out a very similar pattern in Anuloma and Pratiloma Padyam. In the Anuloma Padyam, the entrance of Vishwamitra is described in the shloka. In the Pratiloma Padyam, the entrance of Narada will be described. So he also goes by the subject matter. He tries to match the subject matter as much as possible when he is describing, when he is writing the poetry here. Yan gadheyo yogi ragi vaitane saumye saukhe sau tam khyatam sheetam sphitam bhima nama ashrihata tratam. Now this is again in Vidyunmala, the first meter that we started off, Vandeham tam shritam. The same meter we find here also, Momo, Gogo, Vidyunmala. This is in Anushtup Jati. There are 8 aksharas, but if the 8 aksharas follow a pattern, and depending on that pattern, you will find that there is a difference in the meter also. Okay, Vidyunmala. This is the chandas for this. Now let's go over the meaning here word by word. Saumye Saukhe, Saumye Saukhe, sorry. Saumye Vaitane, Saumye Vaitane Ragi. Saumye Vaitane Ragi. It is it. So the first one is who the Vishwamitra. We all know the story of Ramayana, so we don't need to dwell too much on the story of Ramayana. We have read different types of this thing in English, Tamil, in your own language, whatever is your mother tongue. You must have read that, must have heard stories, lectures, all types of this thing. That is apart. So with having that background, it is easier to go with the Anuloma shlokas. Doesn't need much of an explanation. But the words that the poet uses here are very interesting because one, it increases the vocabulary that we already have, our Samskrita vocabulary. There are so many pratyayas that he uses, and the way he constructs the shloka. So the first adjective for Vishwamitra. Vishwamitra comes there because there are a lot of Rakshasas who are troubling his yaga. He wants to protect his yagam in the ashrama. So he comes to Dasharatha. We know that he first asks for Rama and Lakshmana. Dasharatha is very shocked. He says, how can I send my 16-year-old child with this Rishi? And this Rishi is very capable of protecting his own yagam. Why does he need my children? So he says, I will come with my Ratha Gaja Turaga Padati, my entire army to protect you. He says, Tavaiva hitaya, Tavaputrasya hitaya. I have come here not, seeking protection. It is only for the benefit of your son that I have come here. So his idea is to impart knowledge to Rama and, of course, to get him married to Sita. He takes him to Mithila for Swayamvaram also. Dasharatha is not present during the Swayamvara. So whatever Vishwamitra did was for the benefit of Rama here. So he comes there, but with what in mind? He wants a very peaceful sacrifice. So Saumye Vaitane Ragi, one who is Ragi, who is Ichhavan, Ragaha Asya Asti iti Ragi, one who has this desire for what? In performing a peaceful sacrifice. So Vaitane, Saumye Vaitane, Saumyam, Sundaram, Athava Shanta Yuktam. So Saumye can also mean ugra rahitam. Ugram is bhishanam, something which is very terrible. So it's, here saumyam would mean anugram, that which is not terrible at all. Tadrisha vaitane yagnye. Vaitanam, vitanaha is yajnam, tat sambandhi vaitanam, yajniyam. So vaitanam saumye vaitane. He wants some kind of a sukham, yajna sukham, which is also not so difficult to obtain by fighting the Rakshasas and all. Why did Vishwamitra seek the help of Rama here when he could have himself destroyed Rakshasa? One, of course, Tava Putrasya Hitaya. This is for the benefit of Rama also. The other thing is, when rishis are performing yagas, they are doing it to accumulate certain tapas in their mind, right, in themselves. So when you are trying to accumulate more of that tapas, if you spend that energy in trying to tackle these bad energies, more of this energy will be leaked. It'll go into spending time destroying all these rakshasas, and it will not be beneficial for oneself. So if you want the entire tapas benefit for oneself and to go towards the mukti margam, then you need to find other sources there. You have to outsource these things to some other person so that you can spend your time on what you want. So that is what Vishwamitra also wanted to do. He wanted to outsource this killing of Rakshasas to Rama, and he wanted to spend his time and energy on sacrifice. So, Saumye Vaitane Ragi, one who has this wish towards performing a peaceful sacrifice. Next is Ashri Hata. Now, this Ashri Hata is a little tricky one. This is more tricky than the others. Everything else is also very difficult only. I'm not denying that. But this is even more. So, Ashri Hata. Shrihi is Veda. So, you have an Amarakosha reference here. No, not Amarakosha. Sorry. Shrihi is Vedam. I think there is an Amarakosha quote here. No, Taitriya Brahmana. Sorry. In Taitriya Brahmana, you find this verse which says, Richa Samani Yajumshi Sahi Shrihi Amrita Satam. So, Sahi Satam Amrita. Satam Amrita Atava Shrayaniya. That which has to be Shrayaniya iti Shrihi. When you go by the Vyutpatti, Shrihi means Vedam, that which is being, Shrayaniya, that people go into surrender. People always look to the Vedas for anything with respect to their rituals or daily life. That is, or those who are all karma yogi, those who want to perform their karma every day, they have to look for the Vedas and the Vedic meaning and the rituals that are associated with the Vedas. So Veda is always looked upon by those people who perform the karma. And the Taitriya Brahmana mentions that Richaha Samani Yajumshicha. Richaha are the verses in Rig Veda. Rik is the name when we say Anushtup or when we say Shloka, when we say Vidyunmala. It is the name of that particular verse meter. Here, Rik is the name of the verse. It is a samjna given to the verses found in one particular Veda. They are in a particular format. That is called Richaha. And Rig Veda has so many Riks or Richaha. In Sanskritam, it is plural. Samani, the same way, the verses in Samaveda are called Saman. Let's say, it's mostly in Yajurveda, it will be in a Gadya format. There are some verses also in Yajurveda. So everything, that collection is called Yajumshi. Yajus is the name given to that particular verse in Yajurveda. So Richaha, Samani, Yajumshi, all of these three, Sa, Amrita, Shrihi, Satam. This collection is called Shrihi, or that is our Vedas. So Shrihi is Veda. It changes the meaning for Bhagavan, Vishnu also. When you say Shriman, we always think it is Lakshmivan Sahaiti. But we also, now there is another meaning also to it. Vedaha asyasti iti Shriman. So, yasya nishvasitam Vedaha. So, he is the person who brought forth the Vedas. So, he is Shriman in that sense also. I should remember this. Okay. Shrihi Veda, Vedaha. Na shriyaha yesham te ashriyaha. So those who do not have Vedas is the most common thing that we translate it to when we see the Nanya there. But Nanya has 6 meanings. Tat sadrishyam, abhavascha, tad anyatvam, tad alpata, aprashastyam, virodhascha, nayarthaha, shat prakirtitaha. The most common thing that we use is na in the sense of abhava. That's what we use. But there are many other meanings also for this. So the first one is tat sadrishyam. There is something that is very close to. If it is very close in meaning to that, then it is tat sadrishyam. That is also one of the meanings of Nanya. In the sense, sadrishyam is very close to that. Abrahmana, he is almost like a Brahmana, but he is not a Brahmana. He is only a Brahmana by birth, but he doesn't perform all the duties of a Brahmana. So you can say, Brahmana sadrishaha eva saha iti. The abhavaha is the most common thing. There is no, apapam. That which is not papam, it's actually, there is no papam in doing this, in not performing this. Tatha apapam. Anyatvam, it is something other than that. When we say anashvaha, it is not ashva. Na ashvaha, anashvaha. Iti yada vadamaha, tatra tu anyaha ayam. Ayantu ashvaha nasti. Ayantu anyaha kaschana mrigaha. Iti anyatvam. Alpata. There is another, when we say anudara kanya. Anudara, one who has no stomach. You can't say nobody has no stomach here. Udaram is stomach. Anudara kanya iti chet, she has such a small waist that it seems as if it is not even present there. So alpata, aprashastyam, something that is not very common or something like that. I'm not sure what the example for that is. Virodha, that is what we need for our shloka here. So virodha is one who is opposed to it. So the common meaning is adharma. Like common example is adharma. When we say dharma, dharma is being dutiful. When we say adharma, it does not mean there is no dharma. It is actually an act which is opposed to dharma. That is what we mean by adharma. We don't mean that it is alpa dharma. There is some little bit of dharma in doing an adharma. Tathanasti. If murder is adharma, it means it is viruddham. Dharma viruddham vartate iti. So similar meaning we applied here also. Ashriyaha, those people who are opposed to Veda. So avaidikaha ityartaha. Tan varjayati eshaha. Vishwamitraha. So Ashri hata ha jahati. So hata is varjayita, one who avoids people who are opposed to Vedas. So Ashri hata, Ashri hata is one who is opposed to Vedas. So we saw Saumye Vaitane Ragi. One who wants a peaceful sacrifice, and then one who avoids people who are opposed to Vedas. That is why I started off by saying he does not want to spend energy on people who are opposed to Vedas, so he would rather outsource it to Rama here. Right? Now the next part is Bhiman, Yogi, Gadheyaha. We still have a few more adjectives for Vishwamitra. We don't have the word Vishwamitra here. So what is the word that represents Vishwamitra here or gives us the indication that it is Vishwamitra? Gadheyaha. Gadhehe apatyam puman. Gadhi iti rishihi. Tasya putraha eva rishihi nasti satu raja. So Gadhi sutaha. Vishwamitra was a Raja Rishi. He was born a Kshatriya, and then he decided to give up that Kshatriyatvam and decided to follow Rishi. He became a Rishi here, right? So Gadhi is a king here. So Gadhehe apatyam puman iti Gadhehe Gadheyaha is Vishwamitra. That is our indication that it is about this shloka is about Vishwamitra coming there. There are two more words for him. Bhiman, bhihi, bhayam. Bhayam, bhihi, asya, asti iti bhiman. So one who is afraid. Why is Vishwamitra afraid here? He is afraid that the Rakshasas will come and cause an obstacle to the yaga. Not because he is afraid of the Rakshasas. He is afraid that the Rakshasas will cause some trouble for the yaga. Hence, Bhiman. Iti tasya visheshanam. Kintu saha yogi. He is a yogi. He is a follower of the path of yoga. That is why he does not want to expend his energy on such irrelevant things. So yogi ityukte yogaha asya asti, yogaha asmin vidyate. One who has this yoga yuktaha ityartha. What does that mean? Yoga iti chet, yoga can mean so many things. You can start off with yama, niyama, asana, pratyahara, pranayama, dharana, dhyana, samadhi. So yoga is called Ashtanga Yoga. If you look at Yoga Shastram, the first sutram that says is yogaha chitta vritti nirodhaha, the cessation or the stopping of all our thoughts is called yoga. So one who has stopped all of his chitta vritti into going in different directions and he is able to concentrate, tadrishaha saha Vishwamitraha gadheyaha. No, one more word is there for Vishwamitra, which is yan. Yan gachan. In gatau dhatu shatru pratyam. Just like gachan, gach dhatoho shatru pratya, you have gachan. So as he was going, here, where did he go to? He went to Rama. Going to Rama. That is the part that we are going to see. So Vishwa, we have seen all the adjectives for Vishwamitra. Now we have to see where he is going. Tasya agamnameva atra varnitam khalu. Tarhi tatra kutra gacchati saha kam prati gacchati chet tatra Sri Ramam prati eva gacchati. By context, we understand that it is Rama. Otherwise, the shloka by itself, we don't have any clue that there is Rama is mentioned here. Okay, that is why we need the Vyakhyana. And in the Vyakhyana, the poet himself has written the Vyakyanam and he has said that Tam is equal to Sri Ramam. So thank you very much. That's how we go by it. So Spitam, Spitam has different meanings in different contexts. When you say Spitam, it is Tamil solrache ubbi irukradumbo. You can also have it in a very different context, not a very great, beautiful context, but in an ugly context also, you can use the word spitam. You can also say it as vriddham, abhivriddham, athava purnam iti arthe api spitam iti vaktum shakyate. Ambayaha spitam iti. So when you think of some shlokas, you will find the word spitam there also. Her drishti is spitam, spitam ityadi. So vriddham, mainly one who has grown up into a yuva. So here you would say one who was a shishu and a little person before. Sahatu adhuna yuva jataha, tarunaha jataha, tasmat tam ramam yaha adhuna yuva abhut tam ramam agachat Vishwamitraha. So spitam, Shitam, he was also a very calm person. He realized that Rama is a very calm person. He did not want Dasharatha and he wanted Rama. He chose Rama because Rama was known to be a very calm person. And we will see that later also when he rejects his kingdom and goes to the Vanavasa. Khyatam is also prasiddhaha saha Ayodhyayam vyaptam Ramadhama ityuktam purvam. So tari Khyatam, he was also prasiddha, he was a very famous person. So he went to Rama, who had now grown into a teenager. He was still a teenager only. He was not an adult then. Still he was chosen to kill all the Rakshasas, which means he was extremely well known as an archer and with a lot of prowess. So Shantam is also very steady mind. Sheetam, Khyatam. Sheetam ityukte cool. So don't we say cool-headed for a person who is very calm. So if the influence of the moon is there in your mind, then automatically your mind is calm. The moon has cool rays, and that coolness always calms us in a way that we don't know. So the moment we see Suryasya udayaha yada jayate tadatu, there is so much of energy in our mind and in our body. Immediately, as soon as the sun rises, so we start doing activity. Whereas the moment the moon rises, Paurnami, adya athava hyaha Paurnami asit. So the moment you see Paurnami, the full moon, there is a coolness that immediately comes to your mind. That coolness is always associated with Shantatvam, peacefulness. So he is also very calm and steady in his mind. Kyatam prasiddham tam Ramam yan. Going to Rama, who was very calm and well known, and also Yuva, who had grown. Now, what did he do? He got protection. So directly he went off. None of the conversation in Ramayana or any other text you will find here. Directly, that's it. He has just jumped to Tratam Ama. Trata, here don't take it as Trata, one who is a protector, but the Vyakhyata gives us this meaning of Kta Pratyaya is given in Bhavartha. Bhave ityukte Tranam Prapa. Yajna Rakshanam Prapa. So he got protection that was needed. So Trai Dhatoho Kta Pratyayaha, so Tratam, so which is Tranam. You take it in the sense of protection, that is all. Okay, so Ganam abdingrol, yeah. So in that sense, Geetam Gayati. What is that Geetam? Geetam is a song. It is also the Kta Pratyaya that is put in behind the Gai Dhatu. Okay, Gai, right? Gayati. Tatra Kta Pratyayam. We don't say Gata solradilliye. Gita solradilliye. That is different. When it comes to a Samjna, it is different. Whereas here, when we say Geetam, it means it is a song, that which has been sung. So that which is which has gotten that protection. That's all we take it as. Because it is confusing, I'm trying to go a little bit further into that word. Tratam, Tranam Prapa Ama. Ama is another word. Dhatu, which is Ama Gatyadishu. It is in lit lakara. Ama, Amatuhu, Amuhu. The lat lakara form, present tense form is Amati, Amataha, Amanti. And then in lit lakara, it becomes Ama. Just like Prapa, Apa, Apatuhu, Apuhu, or Athava, Ama, Amatuhu, Ama. It's the same meaning here. Prapa, attained. So he got protection. So what is the meaning totally here? Saumye Vaitane Saukhye Ragi. One who is very desirous of a very, Saukhyam, I didn't say. Saumye Vaitane Saukhye cha Ragi. One who is very, did I mention that here? Atra Saukhye, this should have been Saukhyam. I will connect, I'll remove that and change it. So Saumye is peaceful. Vaitane Saukhye, one who wants a happiness from a very peaceful, which belongs to the peaceful sacrifice. Tatha bhavitavyam atra. Okay, so one Saumye Vaitane Saukhye Ragi. Ragi stasya ragaha vartate. Kutra ragaha vartate? Sukhe ragaha vartate. Kidrisha sukhe? Yajniya sukhe. Yet sukham yajnat labhate tadrisha sukhe eva saha ragi asit. And tadrisha yajnam tu saumya rupam yajnam bhavitavyam ityeva tasya ichha asit. So he wanted to derive her happiness from the yagam, which should be made, or which should be performed in a very peaceful manner. Okay, so Saumye Vaitane Saukhye Ragi. Ashri Hata, one who tries to avoid people who are Veda Viruddha. Bhiman, he was also afraid that this yagam will be destroyed or there will be obstacles from the Rakshasas. So he had a little bit of fear. This fear is not that real fear of, kampanam and all that. You think of it in the sense of, a concern. More than fear, it is a concern that he had. Bhiman, Gadheyaha, the son of Gadhi, Vishwamitra, who was also a yogi, approached Rama, who was well known, and tam yan tratam ama. He got protection. Okay. Now we saw that there is this Ragi and Yogi here, which gives us some kind of a contradiction here. So it is a alankara called Virodha alankara. Virodhamiva bhaseta virodha asau. So this is a lakshanam given in Sahitya Darpanam. Virodhamiva bhaseta. It could look like a viroga. Yaha raga yuktaha satu yoga yuktaha bhavitum narhati khalu. So one who has this attachment, how can he be a yogi? He should be someone without any attachment. A yogi is a person without attachment, whereas a ragi is a person who has desire. How do we come to this? How do we solve this problem? Virodhasya pariharaha katham kartavyaha iti chet. Raga, the adhikaranam is different here. His desire is only towards a peaceful sacrifice. So the peaceful sacrifice becomes the adhikaranam. Here, dhyane yoga. So his yogam, the adhikaranam for the yoga is dhyanam or meditation. So the Vishaya Bhedat, we remove that Virodha in this shloka. Okay. So Yaha Ragi Vartate Satu Yogi Bhavitum Narhati Khalu. So that's why we try to, that is a Virodha Alankara. And the poet has also put those two words very close together to give rise to that confusion, that contradiction in mind. So yan gadheyo yogi ragi iti. How would both of them come together? Now this is how we have to split it. Adhara bedena tatra virodha pariharaha kriyate. So this is one type of an alankara. Now let's move on to the anuloma padyam. Sorry, pratiloma padyam. Tantrata ha shrimanam abhitam sphitam shitam khyatam saukhye saumye sauneta vai giragiyo yodhe gayan. Just as how there is Vishwamitra agamanam, atra it is going to be the Narada agamanam. Narada comes and that is how he starts off the kalaham. Tam trata ha shriman ama. Same words he tries, the verb also seems to be the same here. Kriyapadam is the same here. Abhitam, sphitam, shitam, khyatam, saukhye, saumye, asau, neta, vai, giragi, yaha, yodhe, gayan. The anvaya here is saumye, neta, yodhe, abhitam, trata, shriman, yaha giragi asau gayan shitam khyatam saukhye sphitam tam ama ha. Vai is a padam that is given, that vai we can join anywhere, wherever we want. Tam vai ama athava saumye neta vai. One who is the leader, isn't it? Vai can be padapuranam. Vai can also be connected to Saumya Neta. So Vai is Chatu Vaihi. These are all words that you usually say that it is Padapuranam. Chatu Vaihi iti Padapuranartham tatra upayujyate. Whenever I find that I'm trying to make a shloka and there is one akshara missing, we can put one of these four. Cha, Tu, Vai or Hi. But they do have a big significance in certain places. When I say tu, it can also mean whereas. Iti artha tatra vartate eva. Depending on whether the context can provide a meaning to the context or not, we have to analyze and then decide whether we want to merely label it as a padapuranartham kritam tatra abhyayam, athava do we take it as something which is very meaningful and provides a lot of emphasis in the shloka. So that depends on the context and the Vyakhyata. Now let's go over the meaning of this shloka. Saumye neta. That's the first word we see. Now giragi is the word that will be a indication of Narada here. Otherwise, none of the words are going to be an indicative of Narada. So let's see how it goes. Saumye neta. Saumyaha ityukte vipraha. In the last, in the Anuloma Padyam, we saw that Saumyam is peaceful. Yeah, actually, Brahmanas are a very peaceful set of people because their work is very well defined here. Their work is not to take up arms and fight. Their work is to Adhyanam, Adhyapanam, Yajanam, Yajanam, Danam, Pratigraha. These are the 6 works that are given for a Brahmana, which is he has to study, he has to Adhyapanam, he has to teach people, he has to perform yagas, and he also has to make, do yagas for the sake of others. Yajanam, Yajanam. Danam Pratigraha. He has to take dakshina and give back danam also. Both are enjoined for a Brahmana. So by nature, they are very peaceful people. So saumye iti jatau ekavachanam. So sometimes you can say, when you want to talk about the entire species or entire class of Brahmanas, you can use ekavachanam there. You don't need to say saumyeshu neta iti. Saumye neta iti chet vipranam jatihi vartate tatra vipranam jatau jati madhye ayameva uttamaha neta nayakaha. So he is the leader of all the Brahmanas. So he is the leader of the sect of Brahmanas. So Saumye Neta Rishihi Deva Rishihi Saha iti karanat. This is no indication for Brahmana, right? It can be an adjective to anybody here. But Brahmaneshu Uttamaha. So we take it as Jatau Ekavachanam. And Saumyaha is also Saumyaha Pumana Budhe Vipre Trishu Syat Soma Daivate Ramye Anugrahe Cha. Ratnamala is another kosha like Amara kosha, from where it is given that Saumyaha, Puman, it is a Pullinga Padam, and the meanings in which it is used are, they are given in Saptami Vibhakti. So whenever you analyze Amara kosha, I think some of you may be attending the Amara kosha classes that are there on Vyoma. It is very useful because it gives us an understanding of how to parse the Amara kosha shlokas. Something that is in Prathama Vibhakti is the word that we are talking about. If it is followed by Puman, Stri, Ityadi, then you take it as the lingam in which it is expressed. Then, if it is in Saptami Vibhakti, then all of those are in that meaning, you have to use this word. So, Budhe, ityukte Buddha Arthe, Saumyaha iti padam upayujyate. So, in the meaning of Buddha, an intelligent person, you can say Saumyaha, Vipraha, a Brahmana, Saumya, Soma Daivatam, Soma Daivatam Chandra. You can use it as Saumyam, Saumyaha, Saumya, whichever. Daivatam, Devata is in Pullingam, the Devata is in Strilingam, Devaha is in Pullinga, and Daivatam is in Napunsakalingam. So I can use this Saumya word in all 3 lingas to indicate Chandra, the moon. Ramye, Anugrahe, Saumyam, Ramyam, beautiful. You can use the word Saumya in as the sense of beautiful also. Anugraham, Saumya Bhavaha, Devyam Vartate. When Devi has that Saumya Bhavam, she is in the form where she gives Anugraham to everybody. So many meanings are there for Saumya. Here in this context, Vipreshu Saha Neta, Nayakaha, iti. Next is Yatascha Nirdharanam Tatra Nirdharane Saptami. When you are talking about this is a sutram wherein Nirdharanam, if you want to அதாவது பிரித்து புரிஞ்சுக்கிறதுன்னு சொல்றோம் இல்லையா, பிரித்து ஒருத்தரை வந்து எஸ்டாப்ளிஷ் பண்றது. You want to remove one person and say that this person is extremely intelligent, this person is the best among this group. Yataha, from that group you are removing one person and highlighting one person, so that the group is mentioned in Saptami and that person is mentioned in whatever vibhakti that you want in that particular sentence. So Saumye, that Saptami is Nirdharana Saptami. Yodhe Abhitam, Yodhe Abhitam goes together here. 1 minute, I think it is Yodhe. Yodhe Abhitam Trata, one who protects a person, whether he is the protector of fearlessness in a warrior. Yodhe, in a warrior. This can mean anybody here. Even Agastya, who said the Aditya Hridayam to Rama, he is also Yodhe Abhitam Trata, one who protects that fearlessness in the warrior Rama. So Aditya Hridayam is usually chanted by people who want to feel very fearless here. If there is a battle or if there is something that you need to handle, you immediately think of Surya Bhagavan and you try to get that energy and that protection from him. Right? So here, Yodhe, Yodha, Yodha, both are allowed. So Bhataha, Yodhascha, Yodharaha. Yodha is in Rikaranta Padam. Yodhaha is a Akaranta Pullinga Padam. So Yodhaha, Yodhe, in a warrior. Abhitam, same Ktaprataya we saw in Tratam, in the earlier Anuloma Padyam. Bhave Ktaprataya, Bhitam, Bhitihi, Bhayam. So Abhitim, fearlessness in a warrior. Trata, he is a protector. So Narada is a protector of that Abhiti in a warrior. So usually a warrior should not have fear in him. So people who sing, before the war starts, there are bards who sing very inspiring songs here. And Narada is such a person because he is a bard, he is a singer also. He probably sings at various occasions to instill that courage in the warriors. So Saha, he protects the courage in warriors. Devasura yuddhe prayaha sayeva evam ganam kritva tesham utsaham vardhayati iti prayaha atra evam uktam. Right? He probably instills that courage or increases that enthusiasm in the devas when they are going to fight the asuras. That's why he says this praya. So Yodhe Abhitam Trata, one who protects that fearlessness. So the Vyakhyata gives this explanation here. Yodhra Nishtasya Yodhari Yaha Bhaya Abhavaha Vartate Bhaya Abhavasya Dhairya Atishaya Utpadanena Samrakshakaha. They don't have fear. Okay, let's say someone is going to go to war. They don't have fear, but you go and praise about the enemies and keep saying, he is so great. I don't know whether you can face him or not. Even a person who is fearless will feel totally, he will lose his courage and he will not even be able to fight. That is not the work of Narada here. Narada always tries to increase that bhaya abhavam in them and increase the dhairyam in them. Okay. So Yodhe Abhitam Trata. Next is Shriman Saha Narada Eva. So Shobhavan Shrihi Asya Asti iti. Purvam tu Shrihi iti Vedaha. Here also that will apply. There are two meanings that will apply. One is he has so much of lustre. Devarishihi Saha. Wherever he goes, in Shishupala Vadham, the first few shlokas is a description of how Narada descends from the heaven to meet Krishna. In the Magha has written a kavyam called Shishupala Vadham. In the first sarga, in the first few 20 shlokas itself, you will see this. Tejaf Punjamayam Tatra Dadarsha iti. He saw one big ball of lustre. He did not know what it was that was descending from the heavens. And then he saw there were some hands and legs and all that. He saw there is some divine being that is coming. Then slowly, Sa Narada iti abodhi. Slowly he saw that it was Narada. So Narada starts off as a huge ball of lustre. That's all. He couldn't distinguish and find out what it was. Tatha asti Naradaha. So Shriman, one who has so much of lustre. So it's Shobhavan or Brahma Varchas. Varchas is always that tejas, we say, right? So the lustre of that Brahma Vedas that he has. So Veda, doing the Vedadhyanam increases that charisma in people. So one who has that power of the Vedas in him. So Tadrishaha Naradaha. The next word is Giragi. This is where we know that it is Narada. Because Gihi Ragaha. asya santi. So giram ragaha, or you can say it in other way. He has speech and music, or he knows the music of speech. Tathapi. You can interpret it in two ways. I have not given the first interpretation. Because he is Brahma's Manasaputra, he has that speech in him. And everywhere, all over Puranas and the Kathas that we see in Itihasa, we find Narada at important junctures trying to talk people either out of doing something or talk people into doing something. Right? There was one story in Vishnu Puranam where a king wanted Prajaha. He wanted his sons, Prachina Barhis. He wanted his sons to, marry and get more children so that they will all spread their Vamsha on the earth. But Narada comes in and he says, you know what, there is no value in Grihasthashrama. You have to think about God. Your entire life is only for mukti and all, he says. And then all of them go in different directions and start doing tapas, and they go into sannyasa ashrama directly. They don't go into grihastha ashrama at all. So Narada is capable. His words are so powerful. So saha gishpatihi api. Not only brihaspati, but since he is brahmanaha manasaputraha, tasya tu vakshaktihi adhika vartate iti. So giragi athava vacham ragaha. He can also set to tune any set of words that he has, because he is the father of that music. He is the creator of music here, and he is one of the Narada Sangeeta Ratnakare Prathamam tu Uktam. I think Narada composed one Sangeeta text which is Luptam, which is not available at all, and that is the source for all of the text that we have today. Even in Natya Shastram, I think there is a mention about this. So Narada is the Devata for music. Sarvada sahatu veenam dhritva gacchatyeva. So it's natural. Ragaha can here is about music here. Gandharadi swaraha ragaha. A ragam is not only alapana but also the placement of the swaras in such a manner that it gives rise to different tunes. That is called a ragam. Ragam is anurage, matsarye. One who has this attachment or is anuraga. Matsaryam is actually jealousy. That is also ragam. Laksha. Laksha is the paint. Raga can be some sort of a makeup paint. Raktima, redness. Tvishaha, that is a light, is also raga. Gandharado, Gandhara swaraha. Shadja, Rishabha, Gandhara, etc. He starts with Gandhara probably for the meter. The other thing is also there is something called Gandhara Gramam in music Shastram, where the Gandhara Gramam is the Gandhara Grama is a technical term, and that is only popular in Swarga. It is not known in Bhumi. Not many people sing in that Grama, and people in the Swarga, like Gandharvas, are supposed to be experts in this Gandhara Grama, and that is probably why he says Gandharadi, because when we study music, we start off with the Shadja, Rishabha, then come to Gandhara. For us, Gandhara is the third swara. Whereas if he says Gandharado, starting from Gandhara, then you see discounting Shadja and Rishabha? No, tatha nasti. प्रायः गान्धारग्रामः एव स्वर्गे प्रसिद्धः इति कारणात् तत्र गान्धारादौ इत्युक्तं. सो रागाः गी रागी गिरां रागाः यस्य सन्ति, one who has the music for speech. So he is able to set to tune any words. Asau Naradaha Gayan. As he is singing, wherever he goes, he sings Narayana, Narayana and goes. That is how we know, because of all the media that we see. He doesn't sing only Narayana, Narayana. He probably says so many other things there, right? But it's easier to say this for us. Saukhye Sphitam. Now we go on to Krishna's adjectives here, which is Saukhye Sphitam Shitam Khyatam Tam Amaha. He approached Krishna singing. Krishna, who is Saukhe Spitam. Spitam, I told you, is Abhivriddham. Abhivriddham here is one is increased, or one who is very joyful, one who is very happy to do things for the world. Krishna Avatara itself is what is that? Dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. Right? Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam. Why does he do these two work? Why does he protect the good people and destroy the bad people? Dharma samsthapanarthaya. What happens when dharma samsthapanam happens? People are happy. So the world is happy by this. It is beneficial for the world. Hence, jagataha saukhyartham saukhye, for the sukham of the world. Spitam, he is ever vigilant, or he is always happy to do when the benefit of the world is concerned. Here also the word Saukhyam is in Saptami. It is a Nimitta Saptami. Nimitta Saptami is you are doing some work for something else. So that Nimittam, the Hetu, is in Saptami. The example given in Kaumudi is Charmani Dvipinam Hanti. Dvipi is a tiger. Vyagram Hanti. Charmani, someone kills a tiger for what we say? For the sake of what? For the sake of acquiring a tiger skin. Charmani. So Charmani is in Saptami because it is a Nimittam. Charma nimittartham or charmartham saha dvipinam hanti vyagram hanti. So it is in Saptami here. That nimitta Saptami is used in this case. Saukhe, spitam, one who does things for the benefit of the world. Shitam, Shitalam. Again, Shitalam is one who is very calm. Also, he is filled with the daya. Dayardra Ambala, when you think of Devi in the left side of Shiva, she is Daya Vame Bage Dayardra Himagiri Tanaya. So she is very cool because she is filled with the Daya. Daya Purnatvat Krishna api Shitalaha eva Khyatam Prasiddham Tam Shri Krishnam. Ama, similar to the Anuloma Padyam Prapa. So he reached or approached Krishna, who is Prasiddham, who is very, who is always aiming towards the benefit of the world, who is cool because of Daya, who is very Shanta, peaceful because of the Daya that he has, the Karuna that he has, and he is also famous. So Narada reached Krishna. Okay. Now the word ha is there and vai is there. I said vai can be used as Padapuranam. Yadva saumye neta vai netritvena prasiddhaha saha iti. He is the one who leads, Narada is the one who leads all the Brahmanas. Isn't it? Indeed. So you use vai to mean indeed. Ilya? Avadin kekranga and madri. So ha is an abhyayam which can be used in meanings of, khedam or kopam, in both cases, in many meanings. But the most common meaning that we use ha in is to indicate alas, ha kim etat abhavat iti. Dukkha vyanjake tatra ha iti vayam we use that word ha. In this particular case, the Vyakhyata gives us this reason. He says, Satyabhama kopamulam idam narada agamanam iti khedam suchayati. It indicates grief that Naradasya agamanam idam, the Narada's coming here seems to have given kopam, given anger to Satyabhama here. So Satyabhama kopamulam idam narada agamanam iti suchayitum atra ha iti padam upayujyate. Okay, so we've gone over the entire thing. Let's look at the bhavartha and then complete the class. So this shloka has Vishwamitra agamanam yan gadheyo yogi ragi vaitane saumye saukhye asau tam khyatam shitam spitam bhiman ama ashrihata tratam. So, agamanam, sorry, have to do the corrections here. Gadhi Sutaha Vishwamitraha Yuddharahitam Shantiyuktam Yagam Aichat. So he wanted the peace that comes from a yaga which is filled with which is also peaceful. The yagam should be peaceful. So he wanted to he wanted a peaceful sacrifice. Bhiman, he was also very afraid that Rakshasaha agatya yajnasya vignam kurvanti iti tasya bhayam asita. He was concerned there, not totally afraid, and he also avoided people who were opposed to Vedas. So he went and prasiddham shantam tarunam ramam prarthayitum agachat. Tatra gatva rakshanam cha prapa. So this is the Anulomapadyam Bhavartha. The Pratilomapadya Bhavartha, Devarshehe Naradasya Agamanam Uktam Brahmaneshu Uttamaha Saha Devanam Bhayam Nivarya Yuddhe Yodhrinam Bhayam Nivarya Utsaham Prapayati. So Dhairyam Utpadayati Saha Naradaha Tejasvi Rishihi. That is, he is Shriman iti Tejasvi Rishihi Giragi Vachi Sangite cha Kushalaha Athava Vacham Sangite Kushalaha Gayanneva Krishnam Drashtum Agat Krishnaha cha Sarvada Jagataha Hitaya eva Udyataha Asti. He is always ever ready to do good things for the world. Okay, so we finished 4A and 4B today. Any questions? I think there are a couple of people who have raised their hands. Sudha Mahodaya, you can unmute yourself. No? Okay. Shankari. Yeah.
Namaste Mahodaya.
Namaste.
Saumyaha ityukte buddhaha kila. Punaha Naradaha Sarvada Moksham Bhagavantam Darshayati ityeva Sarvada
Pashyati. तथा तु वक्तुं शक्यते एव बुधेषु सः नेता इति किन्तु व्याख्याता अत्र विप्रेषु नेता इति उक्तत्वात् मया अत्र उक्तम् एवं नो चेत् तत्र
एकस्य पदस्य एकस्य विषयस्य अपि बहु सम्यक् भवति विवृणोति अधिकं जानाति इति कारणेन भवती अधिकं वदति बहु सम्यक् अस्ति वयं तु एवं व्याख्याता यद् वदति तदेवमेव पठित्वा गच्छामः किन्तु भवती तत्र बहु चिन्तयित्वा सम्यक् वदन्ती अस्ति श्रोतुं बहु सम्यक् अस्ति तत्र मम विप्रतिपत्तिः नास्ति केवलं हर्यश्वाः एतद् उक्तवती किल एवं स्मरणम् आगतं तावदेव कलहं करोति इति सामान्यतया वदन्ति पुनः योद्धारस्य भवत्या उक्तं भीतिं नाशयति वा धैर्यं वर्धयति इति वा सर्वदा गत्वा उत्साहं कारयति कैटलिस्ट इव इति वक्तुं शक्नोमि वा इति न जाने
correct yes he is a catalyst, something that is adan the Vishnu Puranam kada sonne where they were all ready to take up grihastha he just goes there and turns everybody into sannyasa ashrama there
दक्षस्य अपि किल एवं शापं प्राप्तवान् हर्यश्वाः पुनः
correct
अनन्तरं एतदपि वराहावतारसमये हिरण्याक्षस्य समीपं गत्वा वदति
many cases
भवत्याः महीम् एषः नयति भगवान् नयति इति सर्वत्र सः भगवन्तं दर्शयति यस्य कस्यापि एवं पुनः राघवयादवीयम् इति तत्र शीर्षके रामस्य बाणं पुनः कृष्णस्य वेणुः एवं रचना बहु सम्यक् अस्ति कस्य
vyoma they did that and gave me, it was very beautiful. I know
सजेशन् किम् इत्युक्ते अनुलोमसमये रामस्य प्रतिलोमसमये कृष्णस्य इति कारणेन एतद् एवं विपरीतं कृत्वा स्थापयति चेत् इतोपि उत्तमं भवति
okay yeah namaste thank you
बहु सम्यक् अस्ति धन्यवादाः
Indrani Mahodaya
It's not relevant here, I know, but I could not let go of this opportunity to thank you for your brilliant commentary on Ananda Sagarastav. That was truly the most joyful week I have spent. And I wanted to thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much. Very nice. Very sweet of you. There's a question here. What kind of questions there will be for exams? I know it is an ocean of information. I totally agree. I have still not thought about exam at all. I'm still trying to wade through the Kavyam here. Hopefully, halfway through, I will have some idea of asking some questions, but it may not be too involved. It'll probably be something which is very what you have understood from this or something like that. I hope so. To remember all of these things, it is a tough task. I totally agree. I am not going to remember all of this. I have prepared and done it, yes, but let's think about exam slowly, right? Thank you. Yeah.
Bhagini?
Yes, namaste. Devanathan sir?
Yeah,
namaste.
Ratnakaram was given to Tyaga Brahmam, and because of which only he was able to compose all the kritis and kirtanas in Telugu.
Right.
Sangeeta Ratnakaram.
Yes.
That is
Yes. Yes. Thank you. Any other questions? Geeta. Yes, ma'am.
Hello, Bhagini. Just now, Bhagini asked about the exams. I don't think I don't want to think about the exam and the exam because
Exactly.
that is like a thorn. You know what? I don't want. We are immersed, getting immersed, and more and deeper and deeper. Let's get immersed and forget about all other these things and tell Chittur people whatever grade you want to give, whatever result you want to give, you go ahead. Let us get immersed in this.
No, I am in that mode right now. That is why I said I can't think about what to ask.
I can see that. I can see that because the way your every cell in your body is talking about these scriptures and the explanation that you're giving, every cell in your body is talking about that, and I can see that you are so much engrossed in that, and it is becoming contagious to us, in fact. So I don't want to think about exam.
Oh my God.
Now I would say, very simply put on a very plain face and say, what is exam? Is there something like that?
You don't need to. I totally agree. But yeah.
I'm in that one. Yeah. Let's go on that.
Guru Kripa. Yes. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much. And there could have been a better explanation. There could have been a better teacher who could share her these things with the people.
Thank you so much.
The way you are doing it, Bhagini. Really. Thanks to you.
Thank you. Okay. If there are no more questions, then we will finish this thing. So, Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedhase Raghunathaya Nathaya Sitaya Pateye Namaha Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha.